Hi, everybody. This is Heather Coleman with the Five Elements Metaphysical, and I'm so excited that you are here today joining me for yoga for balancing our earth element. Now, some of you out there may be familiar with the seven chakras, but maybe you're new to the five elements. So, a good way to start understanding your earth element is to think of what we already know about the root chakra. Our root chakra at the very base of our spine, near our perineum, is our grounding system. So, a good way to begin balancing your earth element is to focus on your grounding, which so many of you out there are already doing. Now, it's good if we can note that two excellent yoga poses for balancing your earth element and your root system are mountain pose and tree. However, today we're focusing on mat yoga. So what's going to be really fun today, we're going to learn how to ground ourselves while on our mat without necessarily having to stand up tall. So the first thing we're going to do is to deepen our roots. So our first mudra is called deepening. We're going to attach our little fingers and our ring fingers together. We've got our hands circling open, resting in our lap. This mudra is called deepening, and we're simply setting the intention to grow our roots out of our pelvis and even those bottoms of our feet. Even though they're tucked in sideways, we're still growing our tree roots out of them all the way deep through the layers of Mother Earth. And what that does is it creates a firm foundation of support and a strong, solid balance. Now that we've got those roots nice and deep into Mother Earth, and we've awakened that element, in fact, I can already feel that. I would describe it as a feeling of soil throughout my system. That is the best way I can describe the sensation that's happened just by creating this mudra. We're going to go ahead and release that mudra, and we're going to come up on our knees. So what we are doing here is we are placing our hands right on the sides of our lower back. Now, you might be saying, okay, I can't really see your face. That's okay for today because the focus is here and especially here. So we've got our feet flexed. We are tucking our tailbone underneath. We've got our lower ab muscles engaged. And we're going to play with our balance just a little bit by lifting one foot. Think about growing your roots, that deepening. And then we're going to lift the other foot. And just play with that a little bit. If it's easier for you, you can absolutely point your toes for this. Or if you perhaps want a little bit more of a challenge, you can flex your feet. We're just alternating, lifting one foot and then the other. One foot and then the other. For 3, for 2, for 1. Then we're just going to sit back on our heels in a hero pose and go into our very next mudra called receptivity. So we're going to place our left hand over our right with some distance in between the hands. I think I'll turn a little bit so it's easier for you to see that. I am open to receiving all of the gifts of the universe. That's our mantra. I am open to receiving all of the gifts of the universe. I am open to receiving all of the gifts from the universe. And from there, we'll just place our hands back in our lap. Once again, envision your tree roots growing from your tailbone and your feet deep into Mother Earth. And then from there, we'll gently swing our legs around to the side for a hamstring stretch. We're going to stretch our tree trunks to seal off our practice. So we've got our right knee bent. Now this doesn't have to be a tight bend, although it certainly can be. We are flexing that left foot. So we do want to try and get those toes up to the sky as much as we can. Not out to the side so much, as nice and upright like a tree trunk. And we're sitting up tall out of our sits bones here. You are more than welcome to stay right here or to fold a bit over that extended leg. The most grounded among us are those that can stretch or bend but not break. So we're envisioning our muscles becoming flexible and supple but very strong, very unbreakable. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up nice and tall if you have folded, and we will gently switch sides. So bending in that left leg doesn't necessarily have to be a tight bend, although it certainly can be if you're comfortable in that way. We do want to flex that right foot, but notice here's what we don't want. You see how my toes are really bending back. That's not really what we're looking for. What we're looking for is a strong tree trunk, a small is a good word, but a strong base here, a strong root system, a firm foundation. And that flex of that foot builds ankle strength and stability, calf strength. We're stretching out that hamstring. All of this is going to give us that firm foundation, that strong groundedness, that connection to Mother Earth. And our final mudra is also going to open up that earth element. Now, we did receptivity just a moment ago in this way. We're going to flip the hands. And so you notice I just say flip the hands, meaning it doesn't really matter which hand was on top initially or which hand is on top now, as long as you switch. And then what I'm going to have you do as we hold this final stretch is make this your own. I actually have this interesting sensation here where I feel like I'm pouring dirt from one cup to the other. It's amazing how effective these practices really are. I'm going to encourage you to play with this a little bit and settle on whichever side works best for you today. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release our stretch and just find a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands toward each other at heart center, but not touching. Once again, you've got some space in between your hands for 3 silent breaths. And then bring your hands together at heart center. From the earth in me to the earth in you, namaste. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this week's video, got something new out of this. Subscribe to my channel for more yoga, more holistic yoga, more learn videos about so many things metaphysical, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.